Yes, ma'am. How you doing? Somebody named Babs. Trying to get on the show. I don't know. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Y'all know it's Wednesday night, and we are on. I'm really upset. The new owners, or the people that represent the new owners, said that they were coming by today. I just read the list and it says today or tomorrow. I spent the whole time cleaning because they're supposed to be coming by today. The seller from Peselec wanted me to take the controller that he gave me for the G9, but never sent the battery. He wanted me to mail this to another customer. And I could have done that today, but I've been waiting for the people. Because if you are not here when they come, they're going to drill out your lock and put a new one on there. So who's going to have your key until you come home? When you come home, how are you going to get in the house? Do you want somebody else being left with your key? So you have to be here. So now it's 7 o'clock. They haven't came by here yet. So that means they're coming tomorrow. So that means that I'm trapped in the house for another day. Luckily, I don't have a doctor's appointment or anything to do, or I would be screwed. But the door is in bad enough shape for when the last tenants kept trying to break in here. For them to sit there and drill their way in, mean they're going to tear it up even more. So we don't want that. And like I said, I don't want nobody in my house when I'm not here. I can't speak for y'all. And obviously, they're going to need to get some keys made. So that means you got to sit here and wait for them to go make keys. Because if you leave the house, how you going to get back in it? If you leave the house, how are you going to get back in it? The only way is if they leave it with a neighbor. So basically, we wasted the day. It wasn't a total waste, though. I spent 5 hours on the phone. Do y'all know that we got flagged? It was somebody tried to flag, but that flagging didn't have any grounds, but they gave us a over 18. Somebody tried to flag us. And we were talking about what Trump did to the people cutting their food stamps. Gonna have people hungry and stealing and shoplifting and stuff. Somebody got mad and cried to YouTube. But YouTube went and looked, and the best they could do was give us an over 18. Now, we was on the Reverend channel, which is now the Brother Derek Ebike Life channel. But we were also on another channel. We didn't get flagged on that one. We were on 3 different channels. But only one channel got flagged. And it's a channel that we just got back on June 16th. I turned that into an Ebike channel. And I guess somebody thought because somebody flagged it before, it was going to be easy to flag again. Well, you got your feelings hurt. Because that channel not monetized. So you making it 18 plus doesn't affect me, that channel, and doesn't affect my audience. Kids don't watch me, so what do I care? But you sat in front of that computer all that time. You sat in front of that computer wasting your day All that time. I hope you had fun. That's all I got to say. I hope you had fun. Now, why was I on the phone for 5 hours? Well, you know our conversation yesterday, where I told y'all that I wanted to go see the dentist and that Medicare Part A and Part B doesn't cover dentistry. It only covers dentistry if you got problems with your teeth from radiation, from cancer, or if somebody broke your jaw, something violent like that. That's the only way they cover dentistry. They don't cover hearing unless somebody knocked your hearing out, knocked you upside the head, or using a car accident and lost your hearing. They don't cover vision either. Why is there a $137 premium when they don't cover nothing? All they cover is doctor visits and hospital stay. Should have left me on Medicaid, left me alone. Could have kept your stuff. I was doing fine with the state. I'm still kicking myself for not going while I was with the state. It'd have been easy breezy peasy. But anyway, I had to keep running back between the dentist, the doctors, and Medicare. I was what's the word I'm looking for? I was the go-between. I was the liaison. At one point, I had the S8 and the Google Pixel like this on speakerphone, and people were talking to each other. I had to get what's called Medicare Advantage. Some of y'all know what it is. Some of y'all are saying, what? Medicare Advantage. You bring in a healthcare company and they cover your vision, your dental, and all of that. The Medicare pays them, and I might have a premium. I'm gonna try and get the teeth done, and then we might have to back out of that. But y'all know that I had to move the vision doctor back, and that's good. I had to move the vision doctor back because we got the double stress test Monday and Tuesday. We got the double heart stress test Monday and Tuesday. I thought we was gonna get it done yesterday, but no. We didn't go bike riding today. It feels weird. That's because I've been sitting here waiting all day on the new landlords, people to come by and inspect the place. I got the place spotless as I can get it. I mean, it looks good in here. I'd open my door up and welcome anybody to come on in. That's how good the place look. Kitchen, bathroom, bedroom, Davy's room, everything look good. As usual. When you do what you're supposed to do, nobody don't show up. Don't do it. Everybody be in your face looking at you. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. When you do what you're supposed to do, nobody else do what they supposed to do. Now, they said they were coming back here tomorrow. We were live. You heard them say they were coming back here tomorrow. Now, here's the key. Why do I have to wait for them to return? And I tell you again, they said if you ain't home, they breaking your lock and putting their own on. If you ain't home, they breaking the lock and putting their own on. That means when you come home, you can't get in. And you have to hope that they gave your keys to somebody who won't come in there and rob you blind. I don't think my neighbors would do that. But you never know. Why would you want to risk it? So I sat here all day. The bike charged up. The power bank's charged up. We could have went for a ride today. Ain't got no money, but we could have went for a ride today. We just rode around and got some footage. But I sat here. So I kept cleaning and listening for that doorbell. Ding dong. Kept cleaning away. Like I said, it's pretty clean in here. This desk ain't been clean since I don't know when. We haven't finished up the repentance that we did Saturday. So we'll probably do an article on that for Bible study. For those of you that's saying it's Wednesday, where's the Bible study? I'm at a crossroads. We only got 143 subscribers on the Ebikes channel. We got 533 on the Rev, which I just named Brother Derek Ebike Life. And then we got 1,030 on the Minister. YouTube stole 10 of our subs. Again, they always try and bring us down under 1,000. They're gonna do it slowly. We're in that right. It was 1050, then 1040. It's gonna be 1030. It's gonna be 1020. Then it's gonna be 1,000, and then we're gonna dip under. Watch. They just keep slowly taking them back. And you know why they're doing it? Because a lot of people start watching. And it's okay. But we're not going to be able to do StreamYards next month. So I'm either going to have to put everything on the Minister channel or break it up and do the e-bike stuff on the Rev channel and try to build that up to 1,000. Now, I was looking at a YouTube video today. They got something called Snapcycle. I had never heard of it. So I clicked on the video. I didn't watch it. I'm going to watch it with y'all. But I went to the website, and they have a YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. If you got a website, they're looking for people to promote them. I don't think we big enough, but I tried to give them the impression that even though we not big, we go long. Meaning if you want your word out there, we be on here 6-10 hours a day talking about your e-bikes. So we'll have to see if they're going to take a chance on us. I told them to give me a coupon code and send me a bike. And we'll go out there and we'll test it and we'll take it everywhere. Show the people how it's not just for trails. It's not just for riding around the park. But you can actually use these bikes as vehicles, as cars. They don't have to just be for pleasure. Because right now, the market is young folk that want to go out there and jump over the tree stumps and ride through the streams and get on the trails. We trying to change that. We trying to get ordinary citizens to get up off the sidelines and watching them ride by and get out there with them. Ain't nothing worse Then it's a group of y'all riding, and you waiting on grandma, grandpa. They just lee. You know, you gotta keep stopping and turning around and waiting for them to catch up to you. You get an e-bike. Ain't nobody gonna leave you. You get an e-bike, won't nobody leave you. It's the equalizer between the young and old. Especially if the young got a regular bike. Oh, man. They're going to be telling you to slow down. And I'm just being honest. Now, we're going to look at this new company. I gave them all 3 links. The Brother e-bike, the Brother Derek e-bike channel, the e-bike while disabled, and the Minister Brother Derek e-bike life. I gave them all 3 of the links. So hopefully they watch them. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at their website. Then we're going to take a look at their books. And if y'all want to, we can finish up that sermon I did Saturday on repentance. So don't say, oh, it's Wednesday, where the Bible study at? Wait a minute, I hear myself talking. Hold on a sec. No. I hear myself talking. Is that the Obama phone? I can't grab it. Don't you hate when you can't grab something? Well, come here, you. You so hard to pick up. I don't know where I'm getting that echo from. But I could have sworn I heard the echo. But anyway, let's get to it. That just distracted me for a second. Y'all know how that go. Keep me distracted. Oops, let's go to screen share. And let's check out this new company. I hope that they join our family. I hope that they join our family. It's called Snapcycle. So let's take a look at their Ebikes. Hey, what are you doing? All right, this is the Snapcycle R1. One thing I'm noticing, they don't like to give you no rear suspension. I don't know what it is about these bike companies. They will not give you rear suspension. Now, they got a rear rack on a mountain bike. That's good. Props for that. The battery is in the frame, and so is the controller. Give them props for that. I like a bike like this. It don't look like an e-bike. So let's see if they kept it up. Wait a minute. You got to hit it. Okay, let's check it out. This is $15.99. So this is the same price as Marsha is. So let's see if it got the same specs. Does it have the same specs? $750 watt geared hub motor, 1200 watt at peak. It got a 48 volt 14i battery. $750 watt sustain. That means it does 750 watt all the time, and it can peak at 1200. 85 newton meters of torque. Ain't it now? 48 volt, 14 amp hour Samsung lithium battery. They use Samsung cells. Mechanical. 188 millimeter disc brake. You messed up. You messed up. You messed up there. I'm not feeling no. You got a 1200 watt motor and you want to put disc brakes on it. You got a 1200 watt motor. A motor that can peak at 1200 watts. And you expect disc brakes to stop it. Disc brakes barely stop Bessie. And she can only peak at 800. Half twist throttle. Yeah, I prefer a thumb throttle, but okay. Oh, I got the Mickey Mouse shifter. Oh, no, it's only 6 speed. Oh, no. It got a 3 amp charger, though. All right. So 48 volt battery. The controller is 22 amps. So is Bessie. 750 watt brushless geared motor. 1200 watt peak. It can only take 275 pounds. All right. Well, what do y'all think? Is this a winner? Oh, they got commercial. Wait a minute. Now, y'all know I got a problem with that. Those of y'all that know me, y'all know I got a problem with them kind of videos. Well, I got a problem with them. That man didn't go nowhere where there were no cars at. I want something this powerful. I want to be out there with the cars. He went down a quiet road. He riding on trails and on the beach. Now, you going to spend this kind of money. You want to take it out there on the road. At least I do. Baby, go sit down, man. You've been bugging me all day. What you want? All right. This is, wait a minute. That was the Snapcycle R1. This is the R1 step through. They're the same price. Didn't I tell you to go sit down somewhere? So does it have the same? Look like it got the same stats. All right, this is the same stats as the other one, except it's a step through. Let's keep moving. If it had rear suspension, I would get up for this. Because it's a step through. If it had rear suspension, that's the part that's killing me. Where's the rear suspension? Oh, check out this foldable. Oh, suck it now. Now you're talking to me. Hold on a sec. Bet you there ain't no rear suspension though. No rear suspension. Why? 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 No suspension seat post neither? Nope. And they got a place for the suspension right there. Why they didn't put it? Come on, Snapcycle. Uh-oh. It got the same rack that the PS6 do, the bike that I want. It got the same rack. It's $100 more. If they pick me up, I wonder what they charge me for it. So where's the video on this one at? You got somebody riding it. Where's the video? Can I click it? Where's the video? 750 watt geared motor with a 1200 watt peak. Oh Lord. 48 volt, 14-hour battery. Come on, you gotta let me test drive this. You gotta send me one. You gotta send me one. Samsung cells, 7-speed shifter. It got a twist throttle. 750 brushless geared motor that peaks at 1200 watts. Total capacity 300 pounds. It got a 25 amp controller. I told y'all the foldables are more powerful than the mountain bikes. What is this called? The Snapcycle S1. Well, if you paid attention, I told you that we're going to go finish up the repentance that we were doing Saturday. Ma'am, I said it 3 times. Yeah, I would love to test ride this. 1200 watts of peak power, and that's a Snapcycle S1. $14.99. That's all they offer? One. They only offer 2 bikes. Let me see. Well, this will be real quick. So they only offer 2 bikes and 1 step through and 1 ain't. Why they didn't put no rear suspension on them? That's what killed me. Guess you can get the suspension seat post, but see, on the 26-inch wheel, you can't do that. At my height. It's a step through. Hey, Liz. Nia said she wasn't here. I told you on the email I was going live. I assumed you was here. Oh Lord! All right, let's go ahead and check out Bolton Ebikes.
Hello.
Oh, it's a live stream.
For another.
Can't do it. It's a live stream. You ain't gonna flag me, sir. They keep showing a step through. Where's the other one? All right, let's go to YouTube. I don't know. I just found out about them. Let me see. But I feel that questionnaire. Do y'all remember what the bike was called? Wasn't it called the S1 or was it the R1? Yeah, it's the S1. So let's check it out. There they go with that music. Videos suck. That did not make me want to buy that bike. If I didn't see the stats on the page, that dude showed me nothing. Hey, that's us right there, y'all. We showed up. There's Rubber Duck E-Bike Line. We showed up. There's only 3 watching, and that's bad. Well, we can't get in trouble here. Yeah, there go Jeremy McIntosh. What's the matter? You ain't messing with that Electric SP no more? No. Well, let's take a chance.
Hey, this is Nelson. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be looking over the Snapcycle R1 Fat Tire e-bike. Quick disclaimer, Snapcycle sent this R1 model to me for review. I'm not getting paid by them for the review, so I'm going to give you some of the things that I like and dislike about the bike, of course. But let's go ahead and go through this bike. This is an R1 model. They also have a step-through R1 model, and they also have a foldable 20-inch fat tire as well, called the S1. Now the R1s, the step over and the step through, they go for about $1,599, so $1,599, and their 20-inch fat tire folding model, the S1, goes for $1,499. Snapcycle does include the rear rack and fenders with the purchase of the bike, and these are in stock right now at their California warehouse, so they can ship within a couple of days, and the bike could be at your front door within a week or two. Snapcycle also offers free shipping, 1-year warranty, and even a 14-day return policy. Without further ado, let's get back to the components and the stats of this Snapcycle R1 e-bike. So starting out, the R1 comes with a 750-watt rear motor with 1,200 watts of peak power and 85 Newton meters of torque. Great for getting through snow, sand, and tough terrain if you're mountain biking. And to complement your motor, the Snapcycle R1 also comes with an integrated 48-volt, 14-amp lithium-ion battery for ranges of up to 50 miles per charge. And speaking of battery charge, the R1 comes with the new 3.0 charging system. As you can see that the battery is integrated into the frame, it is bottom loading. It's underneath the down tube. So you put the key in on the other side and you turn this and it comes right out. With the R1, you're getting a Shimano turning 6-speed gear system, derailleur, and also a derailleur guard to protect it from getting bumped or damaged. And on both front and rear, you're getting 12-gauge spokes, which are also surrounded by the CST BFT 26x4 fat tire tires with aggressive tread. Really nice. Something else I want to point out too, you can see you have a lot of treading also on the sides. You have the aggressive tread on top, but you also have a lot of ridges on the side, on your sidewall, which is great for getting extra traction in tough terrain or on concrete curbs and stuff like that. So it's good because a lot of fat tire e-bikes don't have the
apple
with a pattern like this. Usually it's all flat.
Now I like that foldable. I would like to try that foldable out. But the other bike, no. It doesn't have rear suspension. Which means I can't do nothing with it. Because if I put a suspension seat post on there, I ain't going to be able to put it up because my legs ain't going to touch the ground. Now, if you get the step through, that will help a little bit. No, they're not cheaper. Actually, that bike was the same price as Marsha. It don't have no rear suspension. Instead of having a 9-speed shifter, it got a 7-speed shifter. Doesn't have a color display. But it comes with a rack. It comes with a rack. But it looked just like a carbon copy. It's a carbon copy of Marshall without the premium stuff. It got mechanical disc brakes. Sure, on Cindy. Sure, on Bessie. But having a 750-watt motor and having it on mechanical disc brakes, you need hydraulic brakes on that bike. See, y'all, we having a hard time finding, But I would like to ride that foldable. And because it say that it peak at 1200 watts. I would love that foldable. I would suggest that. And I would get a suspension seat post for it. But I love to test that foldable. But the bigger bike, nah. I can't do nothing with it. But that's me, not you. Yeah, I reached out to them and I'm waiting for them to respond. They actually had a program. They looking for vloggers, Bluetubers. They looking for people to, they call them influencers. To get people to buy one of their bikes. They're another company that's unheard of. But I don't understand why they won't give every bike company we looked at, they won't give you no rear suspension. Some of y'all might say, what's the big deal about suspension? Go to your mechanic and tell him to take all the suspension off your car. Now go out there and ride it. I bet you'll be back begging him to put it back on. I got to tell you, when we go down some of these streets, when we had the Swagtron, if I didn't look, I could wind up on my head how bad these potholes is. When I'm on Bessie, I'm still looking for them, but I ain't gonna get thrown on my head. When we on Marsha, I'll say something about it and be joking. I ain't feeling nothing. So them 26-inch tires do something, and so does that suspension. That's why it's a pleasure to ride. And that buzzing noise y'all heard all that time, the brake wire was rubbing against the tire, and the tire is almost severed it. So the front brake don't work. No hydraulic brakes so good, the bike stopped on a dime. Y'all see me making turns at 15 miles per hour, and we only got one brake. That's how good the hydraulic brakes are. That's how good the hydraulic brakes are. It's going to cost y'all that was with me at the hospital yesterday. Y'all know that I called the bike shop. The bike shop is talking about $50 just to replace that one line. That one wire that's this long. That one wire. And they saying they have to bleed. They have to bleed it and go out and test it. And they charging $50 to put a line in there. I got news for you. The bike stopped fine without it. So I might as well wait till the other one wear down and get them both replaced. Liz said you should be careful so you don't burn out the good brakes. Well, right now, the rear brake is doing the job. The rear brake worked better than both Bessie's brakes together. So, we'll go ahead and see how I do. I ain't got no $50 to put in the Martian. We might have a dilemma. The reason why I was on the phone so long, the first guy at Medicare said that I wouldn't have to pay anything if I got Care First, if I got John Hopkins, if I got what's the other one? If I got Cigna and what's the other one? Kaiser Permanente. Y'all have heard of some of these. Some of y'all are like, what the hell you talking about? Depends on where you live. But I called the dentist that the doctor referred me to when I was in the hospital. And it's called Spectrum Dental. They said that they don't take Medicare Part A and pay Part B. So I called Medicare today and I told them, what do I have to do to get the Part C or the Part B? And they said you need an Advantage plan. That means you have to sign up with a healthcare provider. And what happens is they get the money from Medicare Part 1 and 2. And then they just handle the rest because they doing the work. But I found out when I called back, because I called the that Spectrum didn't do it, but they had another office that does do it. The Medicare Advantage. And they told me to go with Care First. So I called back and the lady was like, the guy told you that it was free, but they got a $62 a month what is that, a premium with deductible or whatever? And they have a $20 premium. And she kept trying to find, because the guy said, I wish I got that guy again, because he said I ain't pay nothing. So while she was looking, I had called my general doctor. They called back and I asked them, do they accept, the advanced Medicare, whatever it's called? And she said, no, the only people we deal with is Care First. I said, okay, well, the other place said, the dentist said Care First, so we in agreement. And she spent 3 hours trying to find me the Care First that didn't have no charge. And here, Kaiser Permanente and Care First with Blue Cross, Blue Shield, they merged years ago. They used to be separate companies. They merged. So Blue Cross and Blue Shield. It's one of the top medical groups in Maryland. So I knew I was going to have to pay something. So we're going to have to figure out how we're going to pay the premium. But if I can get my teeth fixed and be able to get my hearing checked and be able to get my vision, and we got a vision appointment on the 5th. Now, I got to call back Friday to see if I'm accepted. But it's supposed to start October the 1st. And I moved the vision appointment to October the 5th. Because we got the back-to-back heart stress testers Monday and Tuesday. So I had to move the diabetes vision doctor back. So they are pretty good, don't it? Liz says, are there any free dental clinics around you? I don't know, Liz, but I know I'm gonna need a lot of work. Y'all know it, and I know it. There ain't gonna be no coming in and get a teeth cleaning. I'm gonna need a lot of work. I don't know if the free clinic gonna do it for free. So we'll have to find out. I'll find out Friday how much extra it costs. I'm gonna have to start a GoFundMe. We'll have to see. But that is a premium. That's a premium service. Casa Permanente and Casa Permanente and Blue Cross and Blue Shield are like the number 1 and 2 healthcare companies in this area. And then somebody said Physicians is pretty good, but they wasn't on the list. And like I say, I try to use MedStar, but they wasn't on the list. So Physicians and MedStar is more of a Medicaid, the state run. But for the Medicaid, they're the best two of the Medicaid. Not Medicare. Don't get mixed up. Medicaid is state. Medicare is federal. So y'all telling me that they charging $137 a month, and all they cover is your hospital stay and your doctor visit. They don't cover your vision. They don't cover your dental. They don't cover your hearing. They don't cover anything. What are you paying $137 for? A month. Somebody explain that. Somebody explain. What are they doing? Because even of the hospital stays and the doctor visits, they only pay 80%. Excuse me. And you have to pay the other 20%. So what are you giving them $130 a month for? $137. What are you giving them that money for? You need that money to cover your 20%. Now, I'm lucky that medical assistance covers the 20%. And I'm lucky that medical assistance pays the $137 a month. Otherwise, I go under. The first month they started that, I couldn't pay the rent. I had to sell that bike NSC gave me, remember? The bike none of my kids bought me, I had to sell that. So I'm gonna keep an open mind, and hopefully medical assistance will pay that premium. If not, that's just a week I won't eat. But I'll have a nice grill. So I'll keep y'all updated on that. I see some news stories here, but let me see. Y'all remember the other day we were talking about repentance. Let me see if I can pull one of these articles up that I had pulled at random. Let's come back. Let's come back here. Stop screen. Share screen. All right. Because this is Wednesday. We all supposed to be doing a Bible study. And we were doing a Saturday sermon. And everybody came in talking about the e-bike. So we went on and talked about the e-bikes. And then we talked about the girl missing and all that other stuff. So anyway, let's get back to it. The sermon was called Repentance. Do you know what it means? And if you do know what it means, why you ain't doing it? If you know what repentance means, why are you not doing it? That's the question. We're going to continue. We learned that repentance is not just saying I'm sorry. Repentance is feeling remorse or sorrow for what you've done, that you've hurt somebody. And when you apologize or say I'm sorry to somebody, you got to try not to do it again. Because as I said Saturday, if when you go out and hang with your little clique, there's always somebody making fun of somebody. Hey, chubby wubby. Hey, stubby. Hey, skinny toothpick. Hey, flat chest. Hey, no butt. Somebody's always making fun of somebody. And they think that that makes them popular in the clique by making fun of somebody else. But in reality, it's an insecurity that you have. And you feel you got to make fun of somebody in order for you to feel better about yourself because you lacking something. But back to repentance. If somebody always called you ugly wuggly, chubby wubby, half dead, scrubber dub dub, shorty, tiny Tim, toothpick, and you say to them, I wish you wouldn't do that. It hurts my feelings. And they say, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. The next time you get together, hey, chubby wubby, look at her. Look at her. She a weeble. She wobble, but she won't fall down. Hey, Humpty Dumpty. Hey, cross-eyed. The behavior shows that apology they told you was a lie. They ain't sorry. You show by your behavior. If the next time y'all get together and you see that person and they say, hey, how you doing, Jack? Or how you doing, Joan? The behavior shows that they repented. So not only do you show sorrow for what you did, you also need to go to Jesus and tell him you're sorry for what you did. And then you try not to do it again. That's repentance. But if you keep doing it, you ain't sorry, you ain't remorseful, you sure as heck ain't repenting. Now I've seen it many a case. But people think it's funny. They don't realize the person they're hurting. They don't realize it. They're hurting that person. And see, that goes in your book. And every time you do it, it goes in your book. People don't realize that. Do some of y'all do that? And there's somebody chubby in your family and y'all call them pork chop? You got an uncle that drink and y'all call him El Drunko? There's somebody in your family that's a little out there and y'all call him El Loco? Well, like we used to say, El Loco and the Poco should put him in the chokehold. God and Jesus don't like that. And you can't rationalize and make them like it. It counts against you in your book. And it pushes them further away from you. They don't want to be around that kind of behavior. They don't. And don't let nobody say, oh, they forgive. People think that they can do works. Like somebody can put their hands on you and then buy you a gift. And because they got you a gift, you're supposed to just forget about the fact that they put their hands on you. That's not repentance. Because you know they're going to put their hands on you again. A lot of people in domestic situations. I found myself in a domestic situation. But because of the child, I stayed. Luckily, she only lived 40 days. If I could say luckily, I got the heck up out of there. Not before she ruined my credit, but I got the hell up out of there. Child wasn't there no more with no need for me being there. Because a lot of times people stay to protect the children from abuse. And I knew that if I left, she was going to take it out on the child. So I had to put up with her. I've told the story many a time. I've only hit a woman one time. And I let her stab me. Cut us right down my wrist. I let her stab me. But then she went and got a steak knife and knocked my glasses off. And those of y'all that wear glasses or contacts, you know it's two kinds of vision that make you have to wear them. You can either see the first 3 or 4 feet in front of you, or you can't see the first 4 or 3 feet in front of you. It's one or the other. The lenses correct that field of view. When she knocked my glasses off, I could see it coming at me. And when she went to stab me, I hit her with a forearm and put her through a daggone wall. And her mother was there, and the mother called the police. And the police came and started, I'm dripping blood all around the house. The police came to arrest me. She had a little bit of blood coming out her mouth. I'm bleeding all over the daggone house. They was arresting me. I said, you done lost your damn mind. What the hell you doing? You don't see me bleeding here? I said, the woman cut me with one knife and then went and got a bigger one, a butcher's knife. She lucky I didn't kill her. But she thought about knocking my glasses off. She thought I couldn't see. I saw her fat behind coming and I put her right through that damn wall. And won't no jury convict me. What did the two white cops say? Well, if we have to come back here tonight, come back here. The woman just admitted to stabbing me. Paramedics is working on me. And they got a guidance counselor talking to her about being a victim of domestic violence. Y'all wonder why I don't fool with no women? Why I keep them at a distance? She had nerve to come to me and say, I'm sorry. I said, I know you're sorry. Get out of my face. Jeff and Melanie, I don't know where you are, but I ain't forgot you. Those are my little girl godparents. Seems like every time a person get in a good situation, somebody come by and ruin it. And normally it's a woman that does it. I don't know what's going on with these new landlords. But I spent 4 years getting in good with these people. And now they don't own the building anymore. And we were this close to getting a downstairs apartment. Now we don't know what's going to happen. These new people might raise the rent. I might not even be able to afford to stay here. Soon as you get straight, something come and mess you up. Soon as you're doing good, everything's doing good. But one of the last things Donald Trump did on his way out, after he found out he wasn't winning, was to cut everybody's food stipend. Whether you working or non-working. Whether you on a fixed income or welfare. He cut everybody. When I was in the Walgreens, y'all heard me talking to the lady. She said she got $20. What the heck are you going to do with $20? What the heck is wrong with Donald Trump? They can come flag us again. Yeah, I'm talking about him. Donald Trump, the chump. What's somebody going to do with $20? So when crime go up, when people start shoplifting, when people start getting killed in the street, y'all remember that come election time. Remember that. Because it's going to get rough. We saw the man standing out there trying to sell his food stamps. Bet you he won't be out there next month. 10 for 20, because that's all he got. Anybody 5 for 5, 10 for 20. He ain't gonna be out there long. Get rid of that. They think it's acceptable. I don't know what's going on with the Wi-Fi because we got a Wi-Fi extender. And I don't know why I'm saying the Wi-Fi low. We got a Wi-Fi extender. It was saying 1, then it was saying 2. It's only 3. All right, now it's gone. But we have a Wi-Fi extender. So why should we be having problems? And it's sitting right there and it's aimed at the bedroom. But what kind of person says there's a lot of people that's working and was getting food stamps? A lot of people that's out of work. What are they going to do now? Some people can only get 20, 25 hours a week on that job. What are they going to do now? They're going to steal, rob. So Republicans don't want to help you out by giving you some food, but they'll be glad to lock you up and pay for your medical, pay for your upkeep, give you 3 hots and a cat. They'll feed you in jail, though. They'll feed you in jail. They won't feed you while you're out on the street, but they'll gladly feed you when they lock you up. They got no problem with it. Don't want to give you no good health care till you get locked up. I remember I was young. Somebody said the best health care they ever had was when they were locked up. Best education they ever had when they were locked up. Well, a lot of people are going to be getting locked up. It's coming. It's coming. The thing I don't get is this was not talked about. I actually went online and I found one article on it. Let me see if anybody made any more. No, not that one. This is August 22nd, 2019. Trump administration could eliminate food assistance for an estimated 15,000 Baltimore residents. Let me screen share with y'all. So this has been around a while. Baltimore resident Ella M. Scovins didn't mince words, voicing her opposition to a proposal to remove 3.1 million people from a federal food assistance program. Why would the federal government have the audacity to take our food and put the well-being of the nation's children in jeopardy? The 79-year-old widow asked. Scovins, Baltimore Mayor Bernard C. Jack Young, and other advocates criticized the U.S. Department of Agriculture's proposed eligibility changes to the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, but formerly known as food stamps, at the Zeta Center for Healthy and Active Aging in Northwest Baltimore. The rule change could eliminate benefits for 15,000 of the 166 city residents who receive SNAP benefits. Young and others said statewide, more than 50,000 Maryland residents could lose their benefits. Hey, what are you doing? Where are you going over there? Hey, stop. Here we go. The proposal will revise the use of broad-based categorical eligibility to determine who can receive SNAP benefits. Under the current rules in more than 40 states, including Maryland, if someone qualifies for other federal or state aid programs, such as temporary assistance for needier families, they also qualify for SNAP. Maryland households with income below 200% of the federal poverty line qualify for non-cash T&A and benefits, which include transportation, child care, or subsidized employment, and are therefore eligible for SNAP benefits according to state rules. The current federal poverty level is $25,750 for a family of four. But under Trump's administration proposed change, households will have to be eligible for at least $50 a month in T&F benefits for at least 6 months to automatically qualify for SNAP. The USDA says some people, including those in Maryland, qualified for T&F and therefore SNAP, but receive only minimal benefits, such as informational brochures. Those people could lose SNAP benefits if the rules are changed. Agriculture Secretary Sonny Perdue said in July, the proposed rule will remove loopholes, giving food stamps to people who wouldn't otherwise qualify. The rule will cut 5-year spending on SNAP by roughly $9.4 billion. Catherine Morris, a spokeswoman for the State Human Services Department, said Wednesday that it's premature for the department to estimate how the change could impact Maryland SNAP recipients because the department is still examining the proposal's potential impact. She said while someone may have been deemed categorically eligible for SNAP benefits, it doesn't necessarily mean they wouldn't have been found eligible under the regular SNAP application progress. But opponents are organizing against the proposal. Young Washington, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser and colleagues from the United States Conference of Mayors sent a letter opposing the change to the USDA on August 21st. Maryland Hunger Solution and other groups are mobilizing. A threat to SNAP is a threat to health and well-being of our children, our older adults, and our family as a whole, City Health Commissioner Dr. Letitia Dizaraza said. More than 13,000 seniors in Baltimore live at or below the poverty line. Dizaraza said many of them are now above the poverty line, but Dizaraza said those adults still fall within the existing SNAP eligibility requirements. The Trump administration proposed rules will cut benefits for 2,900 older adults, or 13% of Baltimore households with at least one other adult receiving SNAP, Dizariza said. Betsy Simon, founding director of the Zeta Healthy Asian Partnership, said these older adults within the gray area still lack the resources to get by, forcing them to make a cruel choice between paying bills or buying food with their income. The proposed SNAP changes will make the lives of those gray area older adults worse, Simon said. Skyvin said she's greatly blessed to be among those who don't use SNAP, but she said she was taught to be concerned with the well-being of others. We're struggling as it is, Skyvin said. Talk about our children doing this and that, but how are they going to do anything if they're hungry? The proposal's public comment period, which ends September 23rd, has so far drawn more than 13,000 comments. The government will respond to the feedback in its final revision of the proposal, which will be adopted or postponed. That was 2019. I can't find nothing newer. These are all old. President's 2021 budget will cut food assistance for millions and radically restructure SNAP. President Trump's 21 budget proposes to cut the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, formerly food stamps, by more than $180 billion, nearly 30% over the next 10 years, by radically restructuring how benefits are delivered, taking SNAP away from millions of adults who are not working for more than 20 hours a week, and reducing benefits for many other households. The budget also includes two proposals to curtail students' access to free and reduced price school meals. The proposed cuts will come on top of nearly $50 billion in cuts over 10 years that the administration is seeking through regulatory action, bringing the administration's total plan for cutting SNAP to about $230 billion over 10 years compared to current policies. Wait a minute. I can tell y'all right now, as somebody who grew up in Baltimore City, there were some friends that I had that used to come to my house and get something to eat because the best meal they was going to have was their school lunch. I've sat beside people in school who don't pay the teachers no mind, did none of the work. The only reason they was there was to get their lunch. And then they started serving breakfast. There were people that only came to get the breakfast and to get the lunch. And Donald Trump is trying to take that from them. Their school lunch and breakfast was their best meals of the day. People cut a lot of classes. I don't know nobody that cut lunch. And Trump just took it away from him. It started on October the 1st. He's taking it away from him. So, did he have a plan to get rid of the bus tickets? Because I remember when we used to go up New York to see my stepfather's sister and her family. They would make fun of us because we had to pay to get on the bus to go to school. We had to use the Mass Transit Administration, be on there with the adults, pray we didn't have to stand up, and we would have to pay full fare. Then they reduced it to 30 cents. You had to have a bus ticket and a card, and you had to show the card. And you put the ticket in there, and you put 30 cents in there, and that was each way. And I remember it wasn't until the mid-'80s that finally we were given a coupon book for the tickets. And you could put the ticket on there and you didn't have to pay. And there was people that walked to school because the parents couldn't pay the 30 cents. And I remember that to get a pack of cookies, you know those 3 cookies in the pack? They were chocolate chip and the butter crunch and the raisin. Y'all remember, if you had money, you got that from the cafeteria. And then they had the little juices. Remember the little juice cartons? That they were 35 cents? Or you can get the little thing of chocolate milk or regular milk for $0.25. People used to sell their bus ticket on the ride home just to get a pack of cookies or just to get a thing of chocolate milk or to get a little carton of juice because they could never afford to buy it. And they would walk home. They would walk that long way home just to be able to get that. I'm just telling y'all about what it was like growing up in Baltimore City. People depend on those things. And it's cruel to take them away. I never forget that day it snowed. And they left out of school early. But the buses didn't come. So we started walking up to North Bend and Old Emerson Avenue. We was waiting on the 23. You take the 23 down to Poplar Grove and Emerson. You get off the 15, you walk over. Get off the 23 and you walk over and you get on the 15 and we take the 15 almost all the way up to the end where we live. We wasn't that far from the county line. And we had been walking. We had probably walked about a mile in the snow. It was like 13 inches on the ground. And we had walked in the snow. It was like 25 of us. It was me, my sister, and a bunch of her friends. The school was mixed because, like I said, that was at another right there at another point of the county line, and you had a lot of white people out there. And most of my friends were white, and their parents came and picked them up. So I was walking with her friends, and I had the bus ticket in my hand, and I went to step up on the bus, and I slipped because it was so wet, and I had so much snow under my feet that I slipped and fell down, and the ticket fell in the snow. And I kept digging in the snow, and I couldn't find it. And the bus driver pulled off. And I was left there in the snow, looking stupid. And I had to walk down Cook's Lane, all the way around Security Boulevard, all the way up Forest Park, all the way down Windsor Mill. And then I got to the apartment complex. I got in the house. I was so cold. My mother made me some cocoa, and I had got a wrestling book in the mail, and she made me something to eat, and I was sitting there chilling. And my mother kept coming and saying, "Where's your sister at?" I said, "She ain't home." I said, I lost my bus ticket and couldn't get on the bus. But she got on it. You know, my sister didn't arrive for 3 hours later. They had to walk from Walbrook Junction all the way out. From Walbrook Junction, they had to walk all the way out. That's a walk. Let me tell you. That's a walk. And they had to do it in the blizzard because the buses wasn't going past Walbrook Junction. They had to walk all that way. Now I had to walk too, but it was mostly downhill until I got around the Forest Park, and you had to walk uphill, and then it leveled out at Windsor Mill, and it was a straight level shot. So I was able to go downhill, had to go uphill, and then downhill, and then it was level until we got to the bridge at Forest Park and Security Boulevard, West Forest Park and Security Boulevard. I mean, y'all can Google this. And then I got up to Windsor Mill and Forest Park and made the right. But I never forgot that day because we had just got the bus tickets, and it was a blessing. But even though it seemed bad, I need y'all to understand. Imagine everybody else got on the bus and left you standing there. You know the road you on, but you're not really familiar with it. You only see it when the bus fly by at 30 miles per hour. So you don't really, you know where you are, but you don't know where you are. And I had to walk by myself. But I want y'all to think about something. It took her 3 hours to get home. It only took me about 40 minutes to walk that. It took them 3 hours to get home after I got home. Who got the blessing? When things look dim or look dark, that's when you got to stand up and fight. My sister offered to get off the bus, and I told her, "No, you go. I made the mistake and dropped my bus ticket. I'll just walk home. You get there safely." And guess what? She'd have been better off getting off the bus with me. She'd have been better off getting off the bus with me. I'll never forget that, because that was, for me, the longest walk of my life. We're in a blizzard. You could barely see where you were going. And I had to get out there and get on one of them crazy roads that lead to a highway and people was flying off of I-70, and any of them could hit me and knock me in the middle of next week because you couldn't walk on the sidewalk. You had to walk. You had to walk on the highway. Anybody could have came careening off one of them ramps and knocked me in the middle of next week, and they wouldn't have been able to stop because of the snow. But I made it home safe and sound and had been home for the longest time. So even though I thought that I suffered, they was out there for 3.5 hours. I was only out there for 40 minutes. Who made out better? Who made out better? Maybe there was a reason why I dropped that bus ticket. See, the MTA, that's one of the parts about, my mother wanted us to be near the county line. But the problem was that, the inner city, the buses, even in the snow, run. But they cut off the extended. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Like, there was a 15 Walbrook Junction. There was a 15 Windsor Hill. That stopped about a mile from Walbrook Junction. Then it was the 15 Lorraine. Now we could catch that bus. There was the 15 Social Security that went to the Social Security building, which was in the county up in Woodlawn. So you would come off of Security Boulevard, and then it would go up, and it would go into the Social Security buildings, pick up the employees, and then come back out. We could take that bus. But if it wasn't the Lorraine or the Social Security, you were screwed. You got some walking to do. Like I say, I'll never forget that. And she told me that they came up Windsor Mill. And if y'all want to Google it, Windsor Mill in between Tucker Lane and Gwen Falls Parkway. That area is deserted. That area is like people have trails there. It's nothing but trees. There are so many dead bodies. People missing that's in that winding hill. It goes up, it's wooded. There ain't nothing on either side. They had to walk up that. And they had to jump in the snowbank every time they heard a car come flying up because they didn't want to get hit. I didn't have to deal with that. I consider myself blessed. Anyway, I don't want to talk y'all to death. Unemployed workers, elderly individuals, people with disabilities, and low-income working family with children will bear the brunt of the cuts. And the combination of tax cuts and program cuts in the president's budget as a whole would increase income inequality and widen racial disparities. The proposed SNAP cuts fly in the face of evidence that SNAP helps families and individuals afford a more adequate diet, supports workers, responds to changes in economic conditions, and has long-term benefits for children who participate, including better health and education outcomes. The budget vision for SNAP will severely undermine these goals. Policymakers should instead strengthen SNAP benefits and help SNAP reach more households struggling to afford adequate food. Over the past year, the administration has pursued through the regulatory process several major SNAP changes that have failed to get through Congress and legislative form. Those regulatory changes in total are estimated to save nearly $50 billion over 10 years, the president budget states. Thus, President Trump's overall plan for SNAP amounts to about a $230 billion cut over 10 years compared to current policies, $50 billion through executive actions already underway, plus $180 billion through legislation proposed in the 2021 budget. The administration's three regulatory changes would cut off benefits for nearly 700,000 low-income adults living in areas with high unemployment. Late last year, the administration finalized a regulation sharply limiting states' ability to waive SNAP's harsh 3-month time limit for adults not raising minor children in places with elevated unemployment and during economic downturns. The final rule takes effect April 1st, though several lawsuits have been filed to block it. In SNAP for more than 3 million individuals by rolling back broad-based category eligibility. The administration proposed the rule last summer to essentially eliminate a 2-decade-old policy that enables states to raise SNAP income eligibility limits somewhat so that many low-income working families that have difficulty making ends meet, such as those with costly housing or childcare expenses, can receive help affording adequate food. The current policy also lets states adopt less restrictive asset tests so that families, seniors, and people with disabilities can have modest savings without losing SNAP. If the proposed rule takes effect, more than 3 million people will lose SNAP, including nearly 1 million children, who would also lose access to their free school lunches and breakfast. Cut SNAP by $1 billion a year by eliminating state flexibility and setting standard utility allowances. SNAP rules allow states to set SUA to estimate household utility costs and calculating a household SNAP benefit level, which reflects the amount of income it has available to buy food. In October 2019, the Trump administration issued a proposal to cut SNAP benefits for 7 million people by imposing a national methodology for calculating state SUAs based on national survey data. The change would disproportionately affect households with members who are already elderly or have a disability. Collectively, these actions, which Congress opted not to include in the 2018 Farm Bill that reauthorized SNAP, will end basic food assistance benefits for 3 to 4 million people and shrink benefits for about 6 to 7 million others. So I'm trying to understand. Hey, what's going on, the Great Gazoo? He said, don't make me start a YouTube channel to prove a point. What point you want to prove? That Donald Trump and his Republican buddies are heartless idiots? How many times have you heard the Republicans say that not having the children go to school because of the pandemic, it hurt the children? It's not letting the teachers see who's being abused. But also, a lot of those kids get that free breakfast and get that free lunch. They were using that as a reason to open the schools up. But now they trying to take it away. Make that make sense. If you vote Republican, you're the darn fool. You're the fool. And it might not happen today. It might not happen tomorrow. Somebody's going to be breaking in your house. When you go to the ATM, somebody gonna bust you in the back of your head. And the sad part is, there's a lot of white elderly people included in that. But who you think gonna get robbed? You white and elderly, you better walk down the street holding your purse like this. Especially the first week of the month. Because you're a target. You've been targeted by the government. But the average person on the street ain't gonna see that. They just gonna think you got money. You in the same boat they in. But they're not gonna see that. They're gonna think you got money. And they're gonna try and take it. They're gonna be dragging the old ladies down the street. It's coming. I just don't understand how they could sit there and say, you know, we need to open these schools because these children ain't getting a good meal at home. And at least they can get breakfast and lunch. They're not getting nothing now. But thanks to Trump and his Republican buddies, they ain't gonna get nothing now either. So during the height of the pandemic, you was using them to make your point. Now you're throwing them under the bus. What are you talking about, the Great Gazoo? You want to come up on the panel? There's the link right there. Anybody want to come up? Anybody got any comment? Where are you Republicans at? Come on in here and defend this. In the pandemic. You think it's a good idea to stop people from eating? Because, see, out of touch people who don't get it, they don't understand why people need it, because they don't need it. But you're going to need it when people start breaking in your house. You're going to need it when people start robbing you blind. You'll find out. You'll find out. Well, you at the Great Gazoo? You said you want to start a YouTube channel to prove a point. What point you going to prove? With all that talk, Democrats been saying about improving Medicare. bringing people on SSI and SSDI and railroad, bringing those people up to the poverty line. You just cut everybody down. You sit there and let Trump do it. He ain't even there. He ain't been there. He been gone since January 16th. We in October. Not one person changed that. That's why I told you I ain't a Democrat or Republican. But I told y'all Trump was a piece of crap, and he showed it. Liz said, have you heard back from them? What them we talking about, Liz? Oh, but no, I'm gonna call tomorrow. It said to wait 2 days. And we went on Monday. So 2 days will be Tuesday and Wednesday. So 2 days have gone by. So I'm gonna call tomorrow. I'm stuck in the house until these new landlords come by. If you ain't home or don't leave your door unlocked, I don't know who would do that. They say that they're going to drill your old lockout. And when they come around, they come with an armed security guard. Y'all hear what I said? When they come with an armed security guard. Let's see what's going on in the news.
Well, new video of a brawl outside a restaurant on the Upper West Side. A spokesperson for Carmine says it started after some members of a party took approval of COVID vaccination last week. The spokesperson says the video shows 3 women from Texas who had been inside the restaurant confront the hostess. The women are accused of punching and slapping her. Now, the Texans say the fight started after the hostess used a racial slur. The women were charged with assault. Today, their attorney says the hostess's wrongdoing was edited out of the newly released surveillance video.
What the heck? I'll play it.
Did you see all that?
Yeah, I saw him. They went for a walk in the neighborhood. That was about all I saw.
Okay, so you saw him. Okay, September. I'm sure you don't remember the day, right?
I want to say it was Thursday or Friday before we knew Gabby was missing.
Okay, great. So what did you see?
They, as a family, the mom, dad, and him came out to take a stroll in the neighborhood. That was really all.
You didn't think anything of it?
No, not at all.
Looked like a normal interaction.
Yeah, we'd seen them do that before, so it never seemed strange to us that they would go for a walk through the neighborhood. So.
And then Gabby, over the last 2 years, you used to see her all the time?
They actually hadn't been in the house for the last 2 years. Okay. The whole family, they didn't actually. There was somebody renting the house,
I get that, yeah.
And so. But once they moved in, we did see her occasionally. Not very often. We saw Brian more so as they were working on the van. but we didn't see her terribly often, every now and then.
So you saw him working on the van. What was he doing?
Woodwork, putting up paneling or making a bench, it looked like, of some sort in the van. We didn't know that they were converting the van. We just knew that they were working on it. So,
And when you saw him come back, your initial reaction was he's back from his trip.
yeah, because I mean, at that point, I didn't know that she formally lived here. I thought maybe she was visiting. So, because we just, they hadn't been here very long. So I didn't know if she was just a girlfriend visiting and that sort of thing.
What's your reaction to all this now? How are you guys have been the front row seat to this thing. How are you feeling?
It's very surreal. Very surreal in the sense that you just never expect to see or know somebody in your neighborhood that was either with somebody and had something terrible happen, or could have been, much less actually the perpetrator of something terrible happening to somebody.
And the Laundries, how well do you know them, the parents?
Not very well, just to say hi on the street and that sort of deal. So that was usually about the extent of it.
Do you feel, look, you're a taxpayer of Florida. You're a taxpayer of the United States. There's a lot going on right now looking for him. Do you kind of wish that the parents were talking a little bit more or not? Do you think?
If they have knowledge, yes, I would love to say, please share more information. If they don't have knowledge, then, there's only so much they can do as too. I think yes, it's crazy that they're going through this just for one person, but I really hope it's a fruitful search that, if nothing else, at least it provides answers to what the heck happened.
That was a neighbor.
Well, new video of a brawl outside a restaurant on the Upper West Side.
That was a neighbor that knew Gabby's fiance. Barely. She was a neighbor. What?
Now caught on camera, an explosion after a Manhattan-bound subway train ran over a city bike tossed on the tracks. It happened around 10:30 Sunday night at the Steinway station in Astoria, Queens. Video posted on Instagram shows how sparks lit up the station, then filled it up with smoke. The FDNY had to shut down power for an hour and a half while they investigated. Police are looking for the man who rolled the bike onto the tracks.
People do the stupidest stuff.
Now caught on camera.
It's just amazing how people do the stupidest stuff. Guess we can check it out.
But first, a newly released document reveals the fight a witness saw between Gabby Petito and her fiance. We certainly thank you for joining us at 11 o'clock. I'm David Ushery. Natalie is off tonight. What for the last 10 days has been a missing person case is now a homicide investigation. After the FBI confirmed the body found in Wyoming is 22-year-old Gabby Petito. The confirmation of her death comes exactly 1 week after family members last spoke to her fiancé, Brian Laundrie, 4 days after police searched Laundrie's Northport, Florida home, and 2 days after investigators discovered Gabby's remains. At the same time, the search for Laundrie continued today in a Florida nature preserve, roughly 2,300 miles from the campground where police found Gabby's body. We've got team coverage in both locations. News 4's Paisy Chang has covered this story in 3 different states. She comes to us live tonight in Northport, Florida. Paisy.
Well, David, now that Brian Laundrie is considered a person of interest in an FBI homicide investigation, well, the search for that missing person has now turned into a search for a man on the run. Tonight, new details of a fight between Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie in Moab, Utah back on August 12th that prompted people to call police. A witness states it appeared that he didn't want her in the white van. He got into the driver's seat and she followed him. At one point, she was punching him in the arm and or face and trying to get into the van. These details are a stark contrast to their picture-perfect relationship on social media. Something happened on their cross-country trip that led to Gabby's body being found in the Wyoming wilderness.
I feel so bad for her family, and it's just sad. And now he's missing.
When you come back and you don't speak to anyone, it kind of gives it a bad vibe.
From the outset, so many more questions than answers. Gabby no longer had a voice, while Brian and his parents refused to use theirs. The FBI tweeted that Brian Laundrie is a person of interest. Anyone with information concerning Mr. Laundrie's role in this matter or his current whereabouts should contact the FBI.
That changes things considerably.
Former prosecutor Alfredo Garcia believes the search for Brian will now be ramped up.
You don't no longer have a suspect in a missing persons case, but rather now you have a suspect in homicide.
Since Friday, police in Florida have been searching the vast Carlton Reserve for any sign of Brian. His parents told police he went hiking there last Tuesday, and they hadn't heard from him since.
Terrain's very difficult. Essentially, 75% of it's underwater. We're expecting to get wet by the end of the day and check the entire area for Brian Laundrie.
Dozens of officers entered the nature preserve in all-terrain vehicles. Inside, they used canines and drones to search the area. Video from a water boat on the outskirts of the Carlton Reserve shows just how dense the area is, but police concluded their search tonight without finding much. And when asked if the Laundrie family had a statement in regards to the fact that Gabby died by homicide, their attorney responded by saying, "May Gabby rest in peace." Now, for more in this story, we're going to turn to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, where my colleague Sarah Wallace has more on the investigation into Gabby Petito's death.
The coroner's findings are what many suspected. Gabby Petito died here in Wyoming at the hands of another. The cause of death, in other words, exactly how she was killed, has not yet been determined. But that also will be critical as this case moves into the next sad chapter. This is the gravel road leading to an isolated campsite in the Wyoming wilderness where visitors say they saw a white van in late August.
But here it is on the left.
And I slowed it down so you can possibly see it a little bit better.
A couple, Jen and Kyle Bethune, camping with their children, posted this video on social media, saying when they heard about Gabby Petito's disappearance and saw pictures of the van she and her fiance had been traveling in, they thought it was time to call the FBI.
We were heading back on this long dirt gravel road.
And we came across a white van that had Florida plates, a small white van. We were going to stop and say hi because we're from Florida too, but the van was completely dark. There was nobody there.
The FBI hasn't said specifically what brought them this past weekend to search the location with other law enforcement teams. But we now know on Sunday they found a body matching Gabby's description. Today, we spotted orange markers all over the rocks, hundreds of yards away from the nearest parking area, the same one where the YouTube couple spotted the van.
You can understand why the search was so challenging. This is a remote part of Bridger Teton National Forest, and you have to cross Spread Creek to get here. It is very deep in some places.
The question, who left this stone cross along the banks of the creek and when? There are virtually no footprints in the sand. People hearing this tragic story are beginning to come and pay their respects. This couple had noticed the area cordoned off on Monday, not realizing until now what it meant.
We've got three daughters of our own. And it's tough. My heart just aches for her parents.
Just was sad. We wanted to,
if it was my daughter, I'd want people to come.
It's not yet clear when Gabby's body will be released, but her family has said they will have no further comment until she is back home on Long Island. From Jackson Hole, Wyoming, Sarah Wallace, News 4 New York.
We'll continue to stay on top of this story with live reports from Florida and Wyoming. You can also find round-the-clock coverage on NBCNewYork.com and on the news.
No, I haven't heard anything from the e-bike company. And it's 9:00. Them people ain't coming tonight. Those people are not coming. They are not coming tonight. So you basically, my whole day got wasted. But it is what it is. That's 2 years ago. What?
The NYPD is looking for a suspect who ripped off the FDNY. Police say the man walked into a firehouse in the Melrose section of the Bronx and walked out with a firefighter's coat and a fire department radio. This happened one day after 9/11. After grabbing the gear, the man just took off. The NYPD is looking.
That's a year ago. Let me see. Did anything happen in Baltimore today?
Since a Baltimore man will spend more than 2 decades behind bars for the murder of his wife. The jury found Cleveland DeShields guilty of first-degree murder today. He severely beat his wife in 2018, and she died from her injuries in May of 2019. DeShields opted for immediate sentencing and will serve 25 years without the possibility of parole.
An 8-year-old Harford County boy is blamed for setting the fire that damaged his family's home. All of this happened last night on Washington Street in Havre de Grace. Although the fire was contained in about 5 minutes, it did cause $25,000 in damage. 2 adults and 3 children are now displaced.
And I know they tearing his behind up. Every time they think of it, they should beat his butt. Wait a minute, we had to come down here. Hold on a sec. All right.
Baltimore police say a woman died in Northwest Baltimore after being shot in the head. Now they're asking anyone with any information to come forward. Officers responding to the shooting on Bell Avenue around 5:48 this morning found the woman. She was pronounced dead before first responders could get her to the hospital. No word on what led up to the shooting, but anyone with any information is asked to call Metro Crime Stoppers hotline. That phone number is 1-866-7-LOCK-UP. Katie Johnston for CBSN, Baltimore.
An
18-year-old is facing charges accused of stealing a 10-year-old's mini bike in Glen Burnie. Police say the young boy was riding his mini bike around the neighborhood when two people rode up, shoved him off the bicycle, and took off with it. While searching the area, officers arrested an 18-year-old from Essex. He's now charged with robbery, theft, and assault. The other suspect was not found. Anyone with any information is asked to call Anne Arundel County Police at 410-222-6135. Katie Johnston for CBSN.
Scary sight in Montgomery County this morning. A school bus with children on board got stuck in a sinkhole. The road in Lay Hill crumbled because of a water main break. Students were evacuated off the bus. No one was hurt.
Well, tonight, police are looking for the suspect who robbed a woman in the Westminster Shopping Center parking lot. Yesterday evening, this was around 5:30, this man snatched a cell phone and wallet from the victim's hand as she was getting into her car. The suspect then fled away towards Engler Road. Now, police later found the wallet, but the cash had been removed. Anyone who recognizes the suspect, take a good look here, asked to call the Westminster Police.
Uh-oh. This gotta be the stupidest thing I ever heard.
Lying around the house, start putting them in your car. Baltimore's plastic bag ban goes into effect next week. Starting next Friday, shoppers must bring their own reusable bags, or they'll have the option of buying a paper or compostable bag at checkout for 5 cents. The city is also working to give out free usable bags to those who need them.
When we talk about laying the groundwork for a better future, that includes making Baltimore a greener city through policies that keep our neighborhoods clean and promote behavior change among our residents.
The ban was signed into law in January 2020. Its enforcement has been delayed several times because of the pandemic.
Well, here's
Go ahead and let it play.
A delay, Baltimore City says it is moving forward with this plastic bag ban. Retailers will have to eliminate them from circulation at the end of the week. WMER2 News' Dave Detling has more on the plan, and he also has reaction from shoppers.
Well, it's estimated plastic bags like this are used on average for only 12 minutes before they're thrown out or improperly disposed of. So with this new ban bag, it's the hope of Baltimore City to see more reusable bags like this in the hands of customers.
We got bleach, Mr. Clean, and dish detergent.
Miss Gloria shows off her shopping items. The plastic-filled bags are easy for her to carry, but she's glad they'll soon be gone from stores.
I think it's a good thing because it's stopping up the seal holes and stuff like that.
She'll have to make the switch to reusable bags or buy paper. It's a difficult change, but one she's willing to make.
I don't think they should take the plastic and get the brown bags because some people elderly like me can't lift it.
Baltimore's plastic bag ban, slated to start October 1st, won't eliminate the bags completely. Stores can still use plastic, but they'll need to report to the city how many are sold. Plus, there's the 5-cent surcharge.
All retailers in the city are, if you're providing plastic checkout bags at checkout, at the point of sale, then you are expected to register for the bag surcharge, yes.
That is, unless you use 300 bags or less a month.
It's just not an option for us, so it's not an option for the customer.
Lakeisha Graham and her family dollar store is saying goodbye to plastic. She has a stockpile of paper bags and is informing folks about other options.
What I did was I posted up some reusable bags behind the counter, and we try to encourage them to buy the reusable bags because as of next week, the bags also cost.
Yeah.
So we're charging for paper bags.
In the months that follow, the city hopes the ban will lead to less litter.
It's about improving the environment of our city as we work toward a more sustainable and equitable future together.
Excited for my city.
And a reminder, this all goes into effect October 1st. The city says it's handed out more than 16,000 bags like this to residents to help them with the transition. Reporting in Baltimore City, Dave Detling, WMAR 2 News.
Do y'all understand the simpleness?
It really is.
Now, I agree that the bags are not good for the environment, but we got bigger issues than bags. These bags been around for hundreds of years. Or maybe not hundreds of years, but that's what you want to focus on. You about to have chaos when people realize that they only gonna get $20. And you worrying about plastic bags. Speaking of that, check this story out.
Is all over the board.
Lou Santoni of Santoni's Marketplace and Catering has made more pivots than a point guard throughout the pandemic, but recent issues with distributors have forced him to raise prices.
Without mentioning a name, I have one supplier that for 4 weeks in a row couldn't even deliver to us.
That's right. He can't even get goods delivered, sometimes having to send his own trucks to warehouses to pick up perishable foods to bring back to the store, ultimately sending prices up.
Sometimes you get a little bit of break and you'll get a win for that week or two that you're seeing some maybe meat prices coming down. But the overall trend is that prices are going to go up and they're going to continue to go up.
So why is this happening? Economist Arniban Basu from the Sage Policy Group says it all comes down to employment issues.
It's been a lot about lack of workers to produce food and also a lack of truck drivers to drive food around. And so one of the things that we're seeing is particularly large price increases for those types of food that need to be refrigerated.
Basu says currently for every 83 unemployed Americans, there are 100 job openings. He says despite wages continuing to go up, inflation at multi-decade highs is keeping the value of those higher wages lower.
There was this notion that after September 6th, when some of these extended and expanded federal unemployment insurance benefits lapse, and all of a sudden we see this rush of people looking for work. That has not been the case. And that's not been the case actually for a while.
In the meantime, grocers like Santoni's Marketplace will try to keep prices down as much as they can.
This has been a significant jump, and I think it's here to stay for a good bit of time.
So how long will this last? Many economists believe at least through summer of 2020, as getting more people back into the supply chain should help alleviate some of the stress. But really, time will tell.
No.
We're live in Glendon tonight. I'm Lowell Melser, WBAL, TV 11 News.
For a second,
Flying around
I thought I got tricked for a second. What happened?
Well,
Thousands of students are in quarantine tonight as COVID cases are rising at alarming levels in some central Maryland schools.
One school in Carroll County had been closed for 2 days in Carroll County. WJZ investigator Mike Helgren spoke to a parent who contracted COVID and has more on the concerns and frustrations. Mike.
And Vic and Denise, he believes that there should have been masks required in Carroll County from the very beginning. Remember, they were not at the very beginning, the first day of school. So far, his symptoms have been mild and his children are recovering quickly. That school you mentioned, Northwest Middle, had at least 20 confirmed cases. They should reopen tomorrow. More students are testing positive for COVID or are in quarantine across Maryland. In Carroll County Public Schools, there are more than 200 positive cases and more than 1,200 students are in quarantine. Northwest Middle School had to shut down for 2 days because of an outbreak. WJZ saw a testing center set up outside the school today.
I think we started off not with the best foot forward. I think that then the numbers slapped them in the face. I think now they're understanding that this is still here. This is to stay.
Brian Schisler has 3 students in the Carroll County Public School system. He and his wife and all of them recently tested positive.
Our 12-year-old who has asthma, she's just now starting to get better. She's had 4 pretty rough days. Had sore body, tightness in her chest.
Schisler thinks they contracted COVID through the schools.
Honestly, I believe that's where it came from, especially the elementary school. I understand it's got to be very difficult to keep masks on kids in elementary school.
And what we want is a safe learning environment for our children.
Maureen Aversa has 2 children in Carroll County schools who've been vaccinated. Still, she's concerned. She fought the school board's decision to make masks optional, which state lawmakers later overturned.
Let's think about how many more kids we're putting out of school unnecessarily because this board wanted to wait to see what happens and because we're different in Carroll County.
I have no trust in our Board of Ed to do what's right by our kids.
Lindsay Jensen pulled her 2 children out of Carroll County schools over concerns about their initial masking policies. She started a petition in favor of a school mask mandate that garnered more than 2,000 signatures.
And I'm really glad I made that decision.
And she tells me that her husband is a virologist who worked on the Johnson & Johnson vaccine and tried to convince school officials to make masks mandatory from the start. Here in Baltimore City, there have been 247 positive cases in the past 10 days. Reporting live in Canton, Mike Helgren, WJZ.
They're gonna shine. That's they're gonna shine. Because people wanted to do what they wanted to do. I thought they said kids didn't get it.
I would not wish this stuff on like my worst enemy at all.
24-year-old COVID patient Patrick Bershia had been hospitalized just over a week when we first met him earlier this month.
Oh, sorry, one second.
Deep breath.
Yeah, take a breath. He struggled to breathe, but he wanted to keep talking to share this message.
As soon as I can, I'm getting the vaccine. And I highly recommend anyone who has it to do it because this is a very scary situation.
Do you regret not getting the vaccine?
Absolutely. I 100% regret it.
Specifically, what were some of the things you were hearing?
That the vaccine was not a real vaccine, that it was like a tracking chip the government was trying to use on us.
Patrick was in the ICU at Billings Clinic in Montana, which was already seeing its highest number of COVID patients since last year. This is the ER. They've set up overflow beds in the hallways. Nurse Chrissy Baxter was among those caring for Patrick. Is it exhausting?
It is. It's exhausting. I've had days where I've thought, I don't know that I can get up and continue to do this job. And I've been a nurse for 30 years. I believe passionately in what we do. I want to make a difference for patients, but I never thought I would be there. But I've had days that I thought, I don't know that I can continue to do this.
Since then, she says, things have gotten worse. The hospital has limited ECMO treatments, external machines that can function as a critical patient's heart and lungs. Administrators have also discussed how best to get ready for what's known as critical standards of care, essentially guidelines for how to ration resources.
This is heartbreaking. This is something I have never prepared myself for or never anticipated.
And since we met, Patrick took a turn for the worse. He was placed on a ventilator and died this weekend.
Every time we moved him, we weren't sure if the end was going to be in that moment. And
apple.
I just wanted to be there to hold his hand.
In just 1 week, Patrick would have turned 25. He now leaves behind a young son.
I, much like a lot of people in my age group, didn't really have a whole lot of proper information. I was hearing a lot of propaganda saying, like COVID's a conspiracy theory, it's not real, just a whole bunch of crap that isn't true. This is very real. It's very scary.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading.
Damn. We might get flagged for this.
All right, Dr. Jen here with some of the answers for the questions you've been asking. First question, Dr. Jen, is it true that vaccinated folks can carry the new variants of COVID-19?
Oh, absolutely, this is true. And we should not be surprised when we hear about this. In fact, a lot of those so-called breakthrough cases, they're so common now that we can't really call them breakthrough, but that are occurring in people who've been vaccinated are the Delta variant, which is the predominant strain, the predominant variant we see right now. But we are watching the Mu variant, where there are other variants all over the world, and there will be more as long as this virus continues to replicate. So when people get infected, of course, they can be carrying those new variants.
All right, another question from viewers here. Everybody needs to know, if you're going to be making dinner tonight, are cooking sprays healthier to use instead of oil and butter?
Oh, I liked how you said oil. Yes.
She made fun of
I know.
You just say cooking oil.
Cooking oil. Okay.
Cooking oil.
Oh, all right. So first of all, healthier for the environment. Anything with aerosols or fluorocarbons, those are not good for the environment. When you talk about our personal health, people can be deceived with these cooking sprays because they can look at the labels, which is always a good thing. I always recommend that, and say, oh, it's lower in calories, and they go crazy with the spray. There are some good options that people can use. Misters, so you can just really have a better control. You can make it yourself, put your oil into that spray bottle. Avocado oil tends to be super healthy and cooks well at high temperatures. Olive oil, of course, is the healthiest. I do.
All right, somebody asked a question. Bobcat says, I smell butter biscuits. I wish. Bobcat says, Brother Derek, you're eating yourself to death. What? I was eating an apple. I ate 4 apples. What do you mean I'm eating myself to death? I'm actually eating good. You said, am I going to market Snapcycles? We're waiting on them. We're waiting on them. We are waiting on them. I saw a video. I didn't watch it, but I saw the video and I looked down into the description because Jeremy McIntosh was the XP man. Now all of a sudden he forgot about the XP. He doing every other bike. He ain't forgot about the XP now. He used the XP to make his name. Now he doing every other cheap bike out there. But he had a link, and I hit the link, and it took me to the website. And no rear suspension. I'm gonna be honest with you, Bobcat, no rear suspension. But I want to ride that foldable. They got a foldable 20-inch, 4-inch wide fat tires. It got a 750 watt motor, they say can peak at 1,200. So I definitely. And they have a Marsha that supposedly peaks at 1,200 watts too. And they got a step through and one with the assisted bar. That's the only 3 bikes I saw on the website. They only got 3 bikes. But I don't know if they're gonna pick us up. But I gave them links to all 3 channels, and I told them what we do here. So I don't know. I wish we had more people. That's what kills us. If we had more people and we had more subscribers, you know, the problem is you need money to start in this business, or you need to know somebody. It's one or the other. Because the majority of people, they buy that. The people that really did good in the beginning bought their own bikes. Well, I can't afford that. But the majority of people who did good in the beginning bought their own bikes. And they just did videos on the bike they bought. We didn't start out that way. If we would have just stayed with the PX5, I think we would have done better. But then we picked up the PS6, the G9, the GS9, the GS9 Plus, you know, and we had the PC1 and the PX1. So we picked up all these bikes, but we don't have all those bikes to show. That's why we got shot in the foot at. People kept seeing me ride the same bike over and over again. He's promoting all these bikes, but he's riding the same bike over and over again. And the majority of the bikes that we sold was the bikes that people saw me ride. And I kept telling the seller that he don't understand. Want me to keep making videos on the same bike. And I don't understand why they won't get behind the PS6 and the PX5. Performance-wise, I ain't rode the PS6 yet. But if it's anything like the PX5, I feel comfortable in saying it. The PS6, I think, is right up there with Marsha. Marsha got the premium features, but the PS6 got them too, just not as much. Marsha has a 9-speed shifter. PS6 has an 8-speed shifter. Marsha has hydraulic brakes. So does the PS6. Marsha has a 14.5 amp hour battery. The PS6 has a 12 amp hour battery right behind it. They both got color displays. But the PS6 folds. The PS6 has a heavy duty rear rack. But Marsha has 26-inch, 4-inch wide tires. But the PS6 has 20-inch, 4-inch wide tires. Marsha has a bigger battery by 2.5 amp hours, but the motor takes more power to turn those fat 26-inch wheels. It takes less power to turn 20-inch wheels, thereby giving you more torque and more uphill climbing ability. So that 2.5 amp hour could be burnt up turning them fatter wheels. So you got to call that a stalemate. Bobcat says, I was told by Pastor that the PS6 is the most powerful bike in their inventory. So why are they not pushing it? Why are they not keeping it in stock? If we sold 17 PX5s, what could we do with the PS6? If we sold 17 PX5, what could we do with the PS6? Why are they not pushing it? See, it didn't catch on overseas. It didn't catch on. People in China and the Philippines thought it was too much money. But they trying to push Marsha. Marsha is more money. I used to get irritated when I first started. And remember, we had the GS9, the PX5, and the PS6. Remember, the PX5 was $949, and both the GS9 Jan and the PS6 was $1299. Remember, they didn't have, we didn't have the Plus until you start asking about it, Bobcat. We didn't get the Plus. He said he didn't have it. It wasn't until you said that Kiki said it's there in the warehouse. Why we not pushing it? That was when all of a sudden he got gung-ho about the Plus. So much so that he sent me one. He knows I wanted a PS6. Now I'm not gonna sit here and lie because I do enjoy riding Marsha, despite her cutting off every once in a while. Be honest with you, in the last 4 rides, she only did it once. In the last 3 rides, she didn't do it at all. But I remember we rode the PS5 to the podiatrist on Friday. And the next time we came out, we brought Marsha. And we had problems with the mount. And we had a problem with the wire. That buzzing sound was the brake line for the front brake. That's what that buzzing sound was. I wish I would have noticed it sooner, Bobcat. But I took some string and I tied it to the shock so it's not hitting the wheel anymore. But the wheel was actually tearing the wire up. It's like hanging by a thread. So we don't have any front brakes. That bike's so damn good, you don't notice it. The one brake in the rear is better than both of the brakes on Bessie. If you don't believe in hydraulic brakes, that one rear brake, and I don't know how long that rear brake wasn't working. I mean, that front brake wasn't working. I'm making turns at 15 miles per hour. That brakes work damn good. Let me try that on Bessie. I'm being somebody's house. Let me try that with Bessie. We're gonna be in somebody's house. And now the shocks are open. And let me tell you, man, you want to talk about a smooth ride? Having the front and the rear shocks at the same time on them 26-inch fat tires. I'm telling you, it's something. It is something. But yeah, I be trying to get into these other bike companies, but They don't want to give you no features. They got a bike that look just like our Marshalls. And they come with fenders. I think it come with a rack too. But then it come with a 6-speed shifter. Marshall got a 9. It got the cheap old Mickey Mouse ears. The cheap old Mickey Mouse ear, entry level, gear system. Why are you gonna pay $1,600, $1,700 to get something that got? And see, I tell the truth. Whether I promote you or not, I'm not gonna lie. I think that's why we don't get picked up. People watch the videos and say, "Oh, he tell the truth." Well, I don't like that. But that bike looks just like a copy of Marshall. And they tried to put the battery in the tube and it's still hanging out and it's still looking, but it's better than the other ones we've seen. But somebody can tell us an e-bike because they see the bottom part of the battery showing. It's in the frame, but it's still showing that it's there. That's what I don't like. But it's better. I just don't and it got disc brakes like Bessie do. And like Cindy. When you get into the $1,700 range, you in a different category. You understand what I'm saying, Bobcat? You in a different category. If I'm spending $1,100 or less on an e-bike, yes, I expect a 7-speed entry-level turny Shimano shifter. I expect a suspension seat post. You lucky if you get rear suspension of any kind. Yeah, you're going to get the Mickey Mouse shifter. Yeah, you're going to get the black and white display. That's for something under $1,100. When you start getting over, when you get around $1,200 to $1,700 range, you need features. You need features. If that foldable was $9.99, $10.99, even $11.99, they had that 750 watt motor that peak at 1,200, but without having rear suspension, it's kind of hard to make a sale. It's kind of hard to make a sale, Bobcat. Y'all see what the 500 watt motor do. Imagine what the 750 watt motor would do on them 20-inch wheels. Imagine it. Y'all had to realize, because I'm eating better, my weight is fluctuating. I ain't been weighed 3 times, and I'm in between 274 and 280. I'm fluctuating. That's a lot better than I guess being in the 300s. But imagine if I was only 150 pounds. How fast would Bessie carry me up the hill? Just imagine it. If I was only 150 pounds, what if I was only 200? How fast would she carry me up the hill? So imagine instead of a 500 watt motor, you got a 750 watt motor. Even though it only held it for a second, Bessie hit 34 miles per hour. She only held it for a second. Marcia hit 36, and she held it twice for 2 seconds. The bigger wheels. By the PX5 having 20-inch wheels instead of 26. The motor can spin. The motor can spin the wheel faster than it can the 26. People thought I was crazy when I said that Jan should have got the 750 watt motor and Marsha should have got the 1,000 watt motor. You don't need no 1,000 watts, God done it. I think you need that 1,000 watts to turn that wheel. But I'm telling you, it been some day today, and I bleached this house today. I cleaned out Davy's litter box. I straightened up this desk. I had so much stuff on this desk, so many bike parts and stuff. I cleaned up the studio. I'd invite the president in here and say, hey, come on in and have a seat. I cleaned Davy's room. I washed her blanket that's in her bed. I washed the sheets on my bed. I washed the rugs in the bathroom. Y'all know I got custom-made rug, custom-made bathroom set. Cleaned the sink. Cleaned the toilet. Rinsed out the tub. Cleaned the kitchen sink. Cleaned the stove. Cleaned the microwave. They coming for the inspection. I was ready for them. They didn't come. It's 9:47, so I guess they're not coming today. We could have went out riding. Bobcat says, I agree 100%. Marsha can have more torque for climbing uphill as Avington bikes have 85 newton meters of torque and Marsha is 65 newton meters. It's lacking. You have to realize something, Bobcat. This was Pasolek's first time dealing with the 26-inch, 4-inch wide tire. This was the first bike that they made with that big a tire. If you look at their lineup, they've had 28-inch skinny tires. Jan and Cindy have 27-inch, 2.8-inch wide tires. This is their first time with the 4-inch. And people say 2.8-inch, 4-inch don't make a difference. You a daggone lie. Because I'm looking at both of them side by side, and I can tell you, even though Jan's supposed to be 1.5 inches taller, she don't look it. Them tires look huge. And every time we go somewhere, that's the first thing somebody say, look at them damn tires. Look at them tires. God darn, these tires bigger than the tires in my car. That's the first thing somebody comment on is the tires. They talk about the tires and then they say, is it electric? The fact that they have to ask you, seriously, is it electric? I remember one of the first times we was on Marsha, we were coming up to 33rd Street. When we showed the 360 video, I showed y'all where the dude leaned out the car and he was like, is that electric? I said, yeah. I thought he was going to jump out the car and try and take it. I hurry up and got out of there. Bulkhead says they're the same size as motorbike tires. Yeah, but they need to have a bigger motor back there to power them. 750 watts. They should have done 1,000. They should have done 1,000. Should have had 1,000 watts back there. Hopefully they'll do that in their next bike. But knowing them, they'll go back to 500 watt. Watch. And you're going to see me sitting here trying to sell a 500 watt motor Martian. Because the people over there don't weigh nothing. People over there don't weigh nothing. He keep telling me I'm too big. He ain't seen no horses. I'm big, but you need to go look at them 400 and 500 pound people. God darn. They need bikes too. You keep trying to make them for them little skinny people. You know, big people need bikes too. And that's why that 26-inch, 4-inch wide tire is so popular right now. Because it looks like it can handle bigger bodies. But then they finding out that the motor can't push them. Put all that weight on there. It's very seldom. It's not all the time. But sometimes I have to push off and keep hitting the accelerator until the motor kick in. If that don't work, if we on level ground or downhill, I'll pedal and use the pedal assist to get the motor going. I still think it's a shorten that throttle somewhere. Because sometimes when I'm holding the throttle down and I'm pedaling, the throttle will cut out. But I'm still pedaling. So that makes the motor stay on. And then we get to the point where the throttle cut out and I'm still pedaling. And then the motor cut. So you just stop and wait a few minutes. And then get back on it. That's why I like it. If I'm going to the market, you know, the one that's farther away, we stop and take a little break at them tables and let the bike cool down, and then we fly right up the hill. But if I try and do the 3 hills here and then do the hill by the hospital, them 2 hills, and then try and do that long hill, even if she make it all the way up there, by the time we get to the market and get to the hill of the parking lot, it might cut off. So I learned not to push it too hard uphill. And like I said, use the pedal assist. I was so tired when we came back. I didn't come back on that night. I went to sleep. I was pedaling my butt off. And I was so mad when we went to the doctors and they said, you 280. I'm like, how the hell I'm 280? Much as I pedal, I said, I know I should have worked some of that weight. Like, God darn. I'm not eating the food, so where's the weight coming from? That's the part that's irritating, Bob Crap. It's like my body keep putting the weight back on anyway. Well, he ain't giving us the sweets, he ain't giving us the food, but you know, kind of frustrating. But I had a lot of stuff on. I had the phone in my pocket. I had the wash spray in my pocket. I had my wallet that weighs about they're going to pound at 2 pounds. I had the keys. I know my keys weigh 1.5 pounds. All them keys I got now with all them locks. And my belt weighs 1 pound. I got one of them Amish, them real thick belts. I got one of them Amish belts. They like that thick. They this wide, but they this thick. They thick, and it's real leather. So that's about 1 pound and a half. And my shorts, they be falling off my behind because I lost so much weight. Remember, I used to walking around 330, 340 pounds. And like I said, I really haven't bought clothes in years. And a lot of my clothes fall off. But it don't be the shirts, it be the pants. And I had to have that belt pulled into the last notch. And if I move too fast, they slide down. One day I'm going to be standing somewhere in my drawers. If I ain't careful. I'm dead serious. Oh, y'all notice I pulled the curtain down. I had it all the way down, but then you couldn't feel anything, so I parted it. So you had to look behind me to see the air conditioner. You have to look behind me to see the air conditioner. But like I said, I didn't get mad. I went and handled my business. I didn't get mad. I went and handled my business. We handle business all day today, and I still ain't done. We had to wait till Friday to see if I'm accepted into the Care First and Blue Cross Blue Shield program. If I am, I'm going to be able to use the dental, the vision, and the hearing. I don't understand why that's not included in Medicare. Why did I have to get another plan? And we got to find out how much it costs because I might can't afford it. With them, with Trump cutting the food money. So, Ballcat said that's a good thing. You have just increased your life expectancy by 10 years. Well, I'm going to lose a lot of weight, Bobcat, because Donald Trump and took my food money. It's going to be a lot less trips to the market. We had to find someplace else to go because they didn't cut that money. They didn't cut it. They cutting everybody money. Republicans is mad. Before they left, before Donald Trump left, he cut everybody money. It's going to be a sad situation come next month. When people find out they only got $20 for the whole month. I don't know what kind of food you buy to last a whole month with $20. Even when we just carried the backpack with Marsha, we were spending $25. My average trip is about $28. And you'd be surprised how fast that money go. It's 200 and I'd say I was getting 234 with the pandemic. Right now, I got $12 on the card. We still got another whole week to go. So we burnt up $220 And what's the date? What's the date? The 23rd? In 13 days? How are we gonna do it? Worst case scenario is 20. Best case scenario 105. Even better, I'm gonna call down there tomorrow and see if they updated my case. As a matter of fact, we ain't doing nothing right now. Hold on a second. Give me 1 second here. I want to see what the web have they updated the website yet. Wait a minute, let's go on Chrome. And let's go into the website. There it is. Let's see here. So is the website up? What got on? Sign in. Okay, that's what we need. Okay. Okay. Wait a minute. Don't sign me out. Oh, they signed me out. Okay. Hold on a second. Okay. Uh, it's not showing anything now. It ain't showing anything. All right, let's look at that. Redetermination last updated 9/15. So I don't know what's going on. Let me go in again. Go back to my dashboard. All right, so I tried Baltimore City. Says redetermination. Cases. Nope. Ain't nothing popping up. That was a waste of time. That's a daggone shame. We got cut like that. I gotta take me a whiz real quick. Let me find something for y'all to watch here till I get back. Oh, I don't even think did I transfer it over? I don't even think I transferred it over. Hold on a second. What is this? Is this the old or the new one?
In the wire? No, the one that did.
No, I said the guy from the wire died.
He died too last week.
Come on.
Hey.
Okay. We already saw that. So hold on. Take that out. Give me 1 second here. Pardon the noise. I'm unplugging something. Let me plug the camera up. It's so much fun riding. Y'all just don't even know. Let's see, where are we at? I'm trying to get this all done now because next move and handle that real quick. For the repair it.
So the hydro.
Oh yeah, we I can. Right, hold on, you went too far. Oh yeah, we. Can't get the green light. How y'all doing? I'll get some driving music, yo.
Music.
I'm in the wrong lane to go straight. Good lane. I always wanted to do this. We was on the 9th floor. Trying to figure out what room was we in. All right, let it go by itself. 750 watts. Let it go. Can we get that green light? Can we get that green light? Can we get that green light? Yes, we can. Let's get it. How you start all these bumps? Let's get it. Oh! All right, sir, come on. God damn. Oh, we still ain't ready. Almost. Block of ice. Got it right now. Y'all can see it. Okay. You need people to double put in front of you. Y'all wait them out. Let them go where they got to go. How you doing, there? Let's get it. It's time for the wee moment. So we can say, wee! Come on, Marshall, let's go. Wee! Yes, sir. Hey, that's the one way. What are you doing? How you doing? Pretty good? Have a good one. See that, y'all? Couldn't even hit a wee moment. I got side. I don't know what I'm celebrating for. She said, yeah, man. Come on. To the red light. Rest to the red light. That's all we doing. All I do is rush to the red light for you. That's all we do. That's all we do. They said, Roxanne, put on the red light. She said, you ain't got to work like a dummy for money. But don't put on the red light. I said, let's be scared as hell. Come on, I'm with you. Let's go. Look at that incline, ball cat. Stop sign. We taking our time. Lights still won't change. Make it come to a full stop. Yep. Now you're gonna change you something. You know you're wrong for that. Car in the middle of the street. Why is that car in the middle of the street? No hazard lights on or nothing. Can't always do a speed test during the day. Cheese bus. She said, please don't squeeze the cheese. We just riding home from school. On the cheese bus, you can't ever be cool. We out there with the car. We ain't playing around. Get it. Next time. Stitch. Watch this wide turn I made. Look how fast we going. Yeah, let's get it. Come on, girl, let's get it. Yee-haw! Yeah. Whee! Look at all them bumps. But the camera ain't moving, is it? That's suspension. Look at this wide turn. It's a bus turn. No hydraulic brakes. We still doing 15 miles per hour. What the hell was that? You ride like this, Bob? Let me read. Higher side. Come on. Yeah, let's go, girl. Let's go. How you doing, sir? You good? Let's get it. We got stop sign. We good? Let's go. Hey. Stop sign. Let's go. Let's get it. And we're home. Woo. This is sounds like something loose, but I don't see that. That's one, but that could be that. Could be that. Look at them fat tires. This is the Pasolak. That is the Pasolak GS9 Plus. Let's talk about this bike for a minute. You just saw me ride. Remember, we got to share the screen. This is the Pasolak GS9 Plus. This is the bike you just saw me riding. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. There's a lot of imitators out there. I can only tell you what I know. This is the mother load. This bike here is the mother load. You just saw me ride it. If you think you can ride like me and get out there in the street and be out there with the cars, not be on a little trail, not be riding through the park, not be up on the sidewalk, if you think you can use this as your vehicle, you can ride this like a moped and not have to worry about no insurance, not have to worry about having no sticker, not have to worry about the NVA, not have to worry about no speeding tickets, not have to worry about getting towed, not have to worry about no parking authority. If you think you can handle this, you need to get it. If you're tired of sitting at the bus stop, hoping nobody mess with you, if you're tired of getting on the subway, I hope nobody mess with you, you worried about being pushed out on the platform in front of the train, you worried about being pushed down the escalator, you get one of these. Get one of these e-bikes. Problems are gone. You ain't got to worry about it. You do not have to worry about it. But let's not start. Because that's the mother load. Some of y'all ain't ready for that yet. Some of y'all ain't ready. Some of y'all ain't ready. So let's find you something that's maybe more your speed. 27.5-inch, 2.8-inch wide tires. Front suspension, 13 amp hour battery. 7-speed Shimano tourney shifter. Mechanical disc brakes. This is the Cindy Brady, the entry level. If you ain't never had an e-bike before and you want to start out small, start with this. But I warn you, this might be the baby of the bunch. She's still packing a motor that can peak at over 750 watts. Over 750 watts, peak power, 500 watt nominal. No. Go sit down, baby, and get out that corner. Move. You know I got the book. I tell you to move. I said move. It's crazy. Move. Move. You know the book asked it over there. What's he going over there for? Sit down somewhere. Stupid cat. Why don't you go to sleep? She went over there and sat in the book ass that I got in the corner. That's why it's in the corner. She don't go over there and sit on it. So you know you better not get on my bed. You gonna sit in that book acid. So you better not go sit on my bed. Because if I see you, I'm gonna push you off. So they're gonna stupid. Like I said, dog, this was the Cindy Brady. Sorry about that, y'all. Every time I start doing something, like I said, D-Man and ran everybody else off. All they can use now is the cat. This is the link for our Cindy Brady. Let me get y'all the code. My coupon code. Brother Derek. G9. This is all you can handle. This is a lot to handle. There's my coupon code. What did I just tell you, man? They're asking $1,099. Use my coupon code. You can get this bike for $999. 13 million. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the power banks. It has a 13 amp hour battery. 13 amp hour battery. 500 watt motor that can peak between 750 and 800 watts. This is not a toy. This is a mini moped. And I'm telling you, it don't look like an e-bike. I can get you this with my coupon code for $999. $999. I can get you this bike. If you got a couple more dollars, you might want to step up. I don't like these pictures they have here. It look better on the website. But this is the prettiest bike they got. This is the Select G S9. Now, you know when you deal with cars, you got the EX, the LX, the LS. As you add more things to the title, that means you stepping up. Ain't no different here. You got the G9 I just showed you. This is the Select GS9. This is an upgrade. We call this the Jan Brady. This is the middle child, the middle of the road. You get all the premium features of the bike you just saw me riding. But you don't get that big motor. That's what's missing on this bike. But this bike, unlike Cindy, it's got an 8-speed Alta shifter, Shimano. 8-speed, not a 7-speed. It's got hydraulic brakes, unlike Cindy. Cindy has mechanical disc brakes. It has a color display. Cindy has a black and white display. It also has rear flex frame suspension, which Cindy doesn't have. Now, these premium features, if you want these premium features, you got to pay a little bit more. Still got a motor that peaks between 500 watts and almost 800 watts of power. like Cindy does. But this mode is a little bit stronger because it's an update. It's a little bit snappier than Cindy is. And with that suspension, you're going to be able to go through all the trails, ride the potholes, jump over the streams and everything else you want to do on your bike. And doesn't look like an e-bike. If you want the premium features, you got to pay a little bit more. Let me get you the linky dink. That's if you want the features. Some people like to have thinner tires. And this is the middle of the road, the mid ground. This is the mid. There's the link to get you that GS9. Let me put the code in here for you. Let me copy it. Brother Derek, GS9 will get you this bike. Let me show you what to do with the code. You want to pick up this sexy bike. You scroll down. Hit buy now. Fill your information out. Under discount code, put my coupon code in. Brother Derek, GS9. They asking $16.99. Put my code in. You get $300 off. You can get it for $13.99. It's worth every penny for them premium features. Them hydraulic brakes ought to die for. And I'm telling you, I need to get just one line, just one wire. It's going to cost $50 to just replace it. That's how fancy these brakes are. That's on this bike. $13.99. With my coupon code, you will have this sexy bike. $13.99. Select GS9. Now, let's get back to the bike that you saw me riding. I showed you the Cindy. I showed you the Jan. Let's get back to the Marsha. What makes Marsha stand out? They all look the same, right? Well, what makes it stand out? First thing you see is those fat tires. 26-inch, 4-inch wide fat tires. And you just saw me riding on them and tell me I wasn't having fun. You can have that same fun. You get front suspension just like the other two bikes. They got a similar frame. I call them the Brady girls. I think it's the same frame. But there's a difference. Marsha stands out. She got the best features. Jan has more features than Cindy does, but Marsha beats them both. Cindy has a 7-speed Shimano shifter. Jan has an 8-speed Altus. Well, guess what? This has a 9-speed. That's an upgrade. So with each bike, you upgraded a speed. You went from 7 to 8, now 9. 9-speed. Cindy and Jan have a 13 amp hour battery. This has a 14.5 amp hour battery. Cindy has no rear suspension, but Jan and Marsha both have the rear flex frame suspension. All three got front suspension, but Cindy doesn't have rear suspension. Jan has a color display. Cindy has a black and white, but Marsha has an upgraded, beautiful color display. Cindy has mechanical disc brakes, but Jan and Marsha both have hydraulic brakes. You need hydraulic brakes to stop the best feature of this bike. What separates this bike from the other two? That motor back there is putting out 750 to almost 1,100 watts. That's what you just saw me riding. 1,100 watts of power. That's what makes her the king of the hill. That's what makes this bike the king of the hill. And the fact that it comes with a 9-speed shifter, it comes with a 14.5 amp hour battery. It comes with hydraulic brakes. It comes with a color display. It comes with a 14 amp hour battery. This makes this the queen of the hill. Marsha is the queen of the hill. And I got one sitting right there. And it ain't perfect, but God darn it, it's the best thing I've written. When it's on, it's on. You want to talk about the wee factor, you're going to get it on this bike. How much they asking for it? They asking $18.99, and it's worth every penny. And I'm not being paid for this. It's worth every penny. Let me get you the linky dink so you can get one for yourself. Get one for your mate, and y'all go out there and hit the road. You'd be surprised how much stuff you miss when you're in the car. This is the link to get you the Pedelec GS9 Plus. I'm telling you, it's a rush to ride this bike. Let me get you the linky ding. Let me type it in here. Oops, forgot the dash. Let me copy it. Let me give it to y'all. You got the link. There's my coupon code. Let me show you what you do with it. You see they're asking $18.99. Hit buy it now. Go up the discount code and put Bubba Dart's coupon code in. Paste it in or type it in. Price drops to $16.99. I can get you $200 off this bike with my coupon code. You can get this bike for $16.99. You just saw me ride this bike. Look at how much fun I had. This bike is worth every penny. $16.99 with my coupon code. Free shipping. All you gotta do is pay your state tax. That's it. I have it to you within 7 days. They will have it to you within 7 days. Within 7 days. You got no excuse. $16.99. You just saw the fun I had on that bike. Do I need to show you some more of me riding around? Feel good. How you doing, sir? I'm already checked in, but just letting you know, I'm going to the Johnston building, Suite 500. Yeah, we got there quick. It's on the first one? Are you serious? Hello, how you doing? How's it going, bro? Look at that steep incline. How you doing? That's where we do the hill test right there behind that truck. $16.99. You can ride like I ride. How y'all doing? How you doing, sir? Come on, let's get it. Let's make that light. Come on, let's get it. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. Come on, let's get it. Feel like I'm riding a jet. How you doing, buddy? Yeah. How you doing there? Get it. Come on, Marsha, let's get there. Come on, let's go. We on the move. All right, green light. Come on, Marsha, let's get it. Let's get it, girl. Come on. Come on, 750 watts. Let's get it. Right. We working together. I'm pedaling 90% of the way. I don't have to. I want to help out. All right, we got 12 minutes. 12 minutes. We got 2 lights to go. This one and the next one. I think we got it. Look how happy I am. I ain't like nothing. I'm ready. Look how happy I am. Come on, Marsha, let's go. Come on, Marsha, let's go. Come on, girl. Yeah, we made it. Yeah. Hey, we made it. I didn't think we was gonna make that light. I know. In the hospital. How you doing, sir? I'm sorry. Going to see. I'm getting a hump test stress today. And I got the instructions right here. Want to see Dr. Patel? Memorial. We might get flagged. Floor, suite. We might get flagged. All righty. That was me riding to the hospital. You see how fast I got there? I don't think a car could have got me there faster. I don't think a car could have got me there faster. We left out the house at 2. We left at 2:23. We had a 2:40 appointment. We made it there. I had to walk through the hospital. And we still had 3 minutes to spare. We had 17 minutes to get there. We got to the hospital that quick. We literally got there that quickly. That's amazing. You can talk to me till you blue in the face. That's friggin' amazing. We got there that daggone quick. We only had 17 minutes. That means we got to the hospital. I sat there and talked to the guy for 3 or 4 minutes. That's what 750 watt to almost 1100 watt to do for you. And I'm 280 pounds. That bike got me there. That quick. What will it do for you? And we didn't ride on the sidewalk. We rode with the traffic. We got there that quick. One thing about that bike, it's quick. Now we got 2 back-to-back doctor appointments. 2 of them back-to-back. We got to be there at 12:30 for each. 2. We got a heart stress test. Depending on what time the landlords come tomorrow. I don't know why they didn't come today like they said. Because I could have took that controller up to the FedEx store and had them ship it. I'm really upset that we didn't get it done. But if they come early enough, we'll go tomorrow. If they don't go early enough, they had to wait another day. Because they're not breaking in my place and tearing my locks up and stuff. I'm not doing it. Landlord gonna have to find another way. But already it seems like ain't nobody chatting, and we ain't dropped down in our viewership. So already, y'all, I will see y'all tomorrow. Hopefully we're going for a ride. Hopefully we're going for a ride down Charles Street to the FedEx store. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping to have a good meeting with the people. I'm hoping that Davey don't tear the house up while I'm asleep. Because I cleaned it up. Bleached the floors. Washed the sheets. Washed the bathroom rugs. I'm going to go ahead and cook and mess the kitchen up. And I'm upset because I got all this straight and the people didn't come. And chances are they're going to come when I'm asleep. I guarantee you. And totally catch me off guard. So we got to be ready. So that's why I'm not going to stay on too late today. I'm going to get up. I got some phone calls to make tomorrow. We still have to go see the dietitian. I gotta make an appointment with her. I don't know why. There ain't gonna be no money to buy no food with. But we'll see. Maybe we'll get blessed. Maybe we'll get some donations. I don't know. But we'll have to deal with that when the time comes. We still got another whole week to go. And I got 12 buckaroos. I got to figure out what am I going to get that's going to last a whole nother week. We got to go into what? When is the 3rd? Next Friday? We have to go a whole nother week. Let me see. Go to calendar. Show the month view. When's the 3rd? Well, what's today's date? Hold on a second. Today's the 20. It's only the 22nd. Today is only the 22nd. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 10 more days to go. Damn. 10 more days to go. I say it again. I said, damn. Yeah, we definitely should have done a better job. But see, it's that buying that healthy food. So that means we're going to have to take some shortcuts somewhere. Because 9 days on $12 ain't going to make it. 9 days on $12 is not going to make it. Damn, we still got 9 days to go. That's crazy. That's crazy. But anyway, y'all have a good night. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me. I appreciate you. I'm going to go ahead and watch the AEW wrestling, cook the rest of these chicken legs. I don't know. I might just get some. No, I need to make the chicken legs. I might save them for tomorrow when I wake up. And I might just go ahead and just make some oatmeal and go in there and watch the wrestling. I got 4 apples left. I try and save them for the show tomorrow. So y'all have a good night. As Nia would say, see you soon. As I say, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a great evening. And thanks for watching. See y'all tomorrow. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to all 3 of the channels. Like the video, please. And mention me to your friends and tell them come by and hang out with us. Y'all have a good night. Peace, everybody. We out.